Hello and welcome to episode 168 of Masters of the Forge, Iron and Faith. How you doing, Jason?
Doing pretty well, Adam. How about you?
I'm fine. I just spilled an entire truly watermelon and kiwi because my mic stand fell over as I was turning on my box fan. I was very upset.
Yeah.
So upset that we immediately went on Amazon and bought a desk mic stand instead of... I've been using this full-size mic stand since, like 2013 or 14, whenever we started this thing. So, yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah, behind the scenes, everyone, like, we were going to record, that happened, and we spent the last couple of minutes looking at mic stands and whatnot. It's like, all right, let's do this.
So now I'm drinking a pineapple Truly instead.
I have not had either of those. I believe those are the ones that have the television ad where they're filling up a fire engine with them.
Yeah, this is definitely a dad drink. Like I'm trying to not drink as many carbs, so yeah, it's fine. It's like suburban dad drink, like Truly. 100 calories.
All right, man.
How are you doing, Jason? Are you having a great summer so far?
Oh yeah. Let's see. It's hot. Did I mention it's hot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, in the Pacific Northwest, they're going to be up to like 100 tomorrow.
Whoa. Okay.
In the Pacific Northwest, so it's like not just 100, but sodden.
Yeah, it's the humidity that's the real killer.
Yeah, and our buddy Adon is on a hiking trip this weekend, so in California. So good luck to him.
Yeah, man. Good luck to him. I know
it's really unfortunate. Huh?
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's really unfortunate that the jet stream looks like a giant freaking high frequency sine wave instead of the gentle curves that it ought to be.
Yeah.
But that's for another podcast that talks about how we're destroying the planet. So
I did have one question.
Did you set your thermostat to 87 or 82 like a good Texan?
No one has done that. Literally no one.
Except the people that are forced to by their automatic, centrally controlled thermostat system.
Yeah, I set mine for 78 for a few days, and I realized that I wasn't able to really do anything because I was just tired and sweating all the time. In my apartment. Yeah. I was like, this is lame. And I don't want to go up to school because I want to go up to work because that's work, and I'm not doing that until July. So I'm not going to even dare enter my office until I absolutely positively have to. So, yeah.
So I see a kettlebell back there. Is that so that the dates think you're a normal person and not a miniature wargamer when they come into the building, or
no one comes into the building?
Are you swinging that thing? Be careful by that window.
Wait, what? Okay, so I've got a 62-pound one, and then a 50, and then a 35. Yeah.
Okay, just be careful.
Yeah, I had to be careful because I did injure myself swinging the 62 last year.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some hobby progress, shall we?
Yeah. I do have one question. Is there an improbable pun in our title this week?
No, not on purpose.
Okay, because faith is fe, F-E in Spanish, or fe, and the symbol for iron is F-E. And so when I saw
it's
the
iron
title,
and iron?
Yeah, or faith and faith.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Faith and faith. True.
Yeah, that was what I saw when I first saw the show notes, and I was like, I started laughing, but that was just me and the way my
glory to the machine god.
There we go. All right, so yeah, hobby progress. This week you're first.
Hobby progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Mech Boss Toe Morker is
Yes, I
built
love the
and
name.
painted. He's so
Yeah.
great. So yeah, again, it's a Rucka Truck Squig Buggy
Yeah.
with some parts from the Galvanic Servo Hauler,
Okay.
a knob, some Gretchen.
Yeah.
I talked about the build last time, but I got them painted up. That was a
Yeah.
fun paint. Enjoyed doing it. I didn't have a lot of time to paint this week, so that's really the only thing I painted.
Well, we recorded last weekend. Like we haven't even had.
Yeah.
We
True.
haven't had a week yet. So. Yeah.
True, and by my own standards, I didn't paint a lot, but I guess I painted a whole, Warhammer 40K vehicle, so I guess that counts for something, right?
Yeah. So I was looking at the photos. I love the expressions on the Grot's faces and like they're trying to figure out.
I definitely chose very specific grots for those positions. You got the one guy like, why isn't this being shifting out of reverse and into forward? I guess we're going to go forward, or I guess we're going to go in reverse. And then the other little grot working furiously to keep his foot down on the gas next to the hole where the clutch used to be.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Nobody paying attention to the brake whatsoever, obviously. And then the other grot with his foot on the steering wheel with his hand up against his ear trying to hear what the boss is telling him, and then finally the one grot with the hammer in his hand trying to use percussive maintenance on the nitrous tank to get it to inject its payload into the engine.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I love it. And it's got this super sweet orc with the shotgun from the Wreck-A Truck Squig Buggy, whom I love. I love that guy. He's great. He is the best. I also, Games Workshop sent us the Cadian Kit, the new one. People were complaining about the price. It's like $40 or something. I don't know. I guess it could be a lot if you were going like 60, 70 infantry, but I don't know. I'm used to like orcs cost that much, so I don't understand what the problem is. It comes with the new heads and the new special weapons and stuff. That the upgrade kit, and I really like those heads. They're really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoy them. So I took the Neophyte hybrids that you gave me a long time ago.
Oh god, that was a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, and I've always loved those suits, like those environmental suits. And now some of the arms work well with that. Other ones don't. So the chests are a little bit wider on those environmental suits.
Okay.
So for some of the arms, you'll have to take your knife and cut away. How do I explain it? So the Cadian torsos are wider in the back and narrower in the front.
Right.
So like a trapezoid or a not a pentagram, a trapezoid.
Yeah.
Rhombus. Anyways, wider in the back, narrow in the front. So the arms are closer towards the front. So you might have to trim those up with your knife. It's just it doesn't really do much. It doesn't ruin the look because the arms are crossed in the front holding a las gun. And the heads look really good. They fit in there pretty well. The only thing is those hybrids, some of them are stooped pretty low because they have like a hunched profile.
Right.
So a couple of those guys, I gave one of them like a special weapon, the plasma gun. So he's like hunched over and like pointing his gun to one side, looking like he's kind of hiding behind a piece of terrain, And then the other one, he's got the I'm throwing a grenade arm. So it looks like he's leaning back
Yeah.
and tossing the grenade.
Oh, cool.
I could see myself doing a few more of those. It's pretty cool.
Yep. I looked at the kit online. I thought, yeah, that's actually a pretty rad kit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have someone or they did pick up a box for the store, and I kind of looked at the back of the box. It's like, yeah, I'm not playing any guard at all or cultist, so
No.
I'm not getting them. It
Yeah.
was just nice to see that.
Yeah, and I think I might. So I was thinking about them for the Diggers, but
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm thinking of it, I might actually go ahead and swap it up and put it in the ever growing pile of someday maybe doing a rogue trader
Yeah,
force
yeah,
thing. And because I think that makes a lot more sense, the environmental suits and the clean faces and
mm-hmm.
I don't know, I think it would be better to give it its due in that army instead.
Yeah.
Um, and then I might go ahead and take the auto guns with the cool like shoulder pads and stuff from the Neophyte Hybrid kit and some of the other special weapons from that, and give it to some Arcanaut company from the Caradron Overlords, and use those as like a squad of squats for the Rogue Trader. So that might be fun.
Yeah.
I might do different heads. I might do exposed like dwarf heads,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I have some of those from when I did the build commission for Mark so long
Okay.
ago. I have a whole bunch of just dwarf heads, and I might put those on the
Oh, that
Arcanaut
has been a while.
Company. Yeah, the Arcanaut Company have cool helmets, like dwarf helmets, but I think it would be nice to switch it up a little bit. Maybe put one or two helmeted heads on there, but go with actual naked dwarf heads
Yeah.
instead. But that's a long time away. I'm not really planning on doing that for a while. It's kind of a slow, like, catch as catch can putting units into that one. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even have a scheme imagined yet for that. So now I've been I was contacted by my buddy to do commission
Mm-hmm.
some Goliaths, the Stimmers, Forge Burn, a Zerker, and a Sumpcroc.
Okay.
Um, and recently Wendy lost her job, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do Beast Snagas.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be pricey. It's going to have the new Orc Codex in it and stuff. I was just going to suck it up and just say, don't worry about it. I'll buy into it later after she gets a job or whatever we decide to do. And this commission kind of landed in my lap
Yeah.
at just the right time, So
Yeah.
I was gonna do that, but then our buddies, some of my buddies were like, "Oh, we were gonna get you that anyways."
Ah,
Because I'm like,
yeah.
okay, thank you.
That's cool.
You're the best
Yay.
humans. So now I'm definitely gonna get the new orc war boss, mega armored war boss when that comes out.
Good. Good. That's good to know.
He's awesome. He's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love him. So that's great. So I'm gonna have a lot of projects coming up when those orcs come out, and I'm
Yes.
super happy. And the new orc boys coming out too. So like,
Yep.
and I want some of those to sprinkle in on my units.
Yeah.
But I had like a dead space between when I was working on Toe Morker and the commission.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all my orcs that I don't have in the blue and gold scheme yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that.
And looking at it, I actually don't have a huge amount left
Yeah,
by my standards.
right. You'll run through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to take stock and prioritize. And I went for a few easy wins this week. So I did. So in this case, all of my, in case folks are new to the show, I've got a blue and gold scheme for my Death Skulls, and in the past I had split the scheme actually between yellow, red, and a yellow scheme, a red scheme, and an orange scheme, so that I could tell the units apart. I wasn't so worried about the lore of the army. But, a few years ago, I decided to focus on Death Skulls and just do the blue. So all of the red stuff has yellow, yellow spot color.
Mm-hmm.
So I paint that red blue.
Okay.
And all the yellow stuff has red spot color, where I just say, okay, so I'll still just paint the red blue.
Okay.
And in those cases, I'm usually highlighting the yellow. You know what I'm saying? Giving it another brighter highlight.
Yeah, just
in addition to what was already there.
The contrast. Huh? You're bringing up the contrast, making it a bit brighter.
Yeah, and also bring up the contrast on the skin as well. Brighten up the skin on the orcs a bit. And in a lot of these, it also involves rebasing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the orange stuff is staying orange. Yeah. So I've got the blue are the Morkers, and the orange are the Gorkers. So a lot of my Choppa Slugga guys are orange. A lot of the knobs are orange. I have a huge contingent of regular knobs that are orange.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be redoing those in the Gorker colors, and I'll usually run those as a separate orc clan.
Yeah.
Of my choice, because orange isn't really a clan color. It's just to run whatever melee clan I feel like toying with at the time. The blue are always Death Skulls, always.
Yeah.
But the orange kind of flips between Evil Sons and well, whoever I feel like making them, to be perfectly honest. Right. So this week I did 3 looted wagons. Okay. I just turned all the red into blue and re-highlighted the yellow, and actually fixed some of their modifications. Some of their bits were a little funky, and I just swapped some of those out a little bit to make them look cooler. Removed some of so some of them still had Evil Sons imagery on them for some reason, because they were vehicles, and I'm like, well, these have to go fast, so whatever. So I took the Evil Sons icons off and did some so those were great. I did a lot of those during meetings at work. So the big thing with my repaints, though, and I also redid the Chin Orc Warcopta.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, that was really nice to see come across across Instagram.
I mean, yeah. So I threw that. So I did that too. But the big projects are, I've got 60 boys I'm definitely repainting. 30 Choppa Slugga boys and 30 Shoota boys. There's another 30 Shoota boys that are red.
Yeah.
They have red t-shirts, and they all have the spiked helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Like the German pith helmet. They're kind of my Christmas boys. I may not repaint those. I may just leave those the way they are.
Yeah. Well, this year when you put out the Christmas Village, they can be the extras. Yeah.
And I've got about 24 bikers that still need to be rebased and repainted.
Yeah.
Those will be a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Bikes are a pain. Fortunately, they're majority yellow, and the red is just kind of the shirts and some spot colors. So it won't be horrible, but it will be annoying. So I'm going to try to get those. The boys, not so much, but those bikes, I'm going to try to get those done before the beast snaggers come.
Yeah.
But first, I have to finish this commission. It's for a game he's playing on the 10th, so I need to do it this week.
Yep.
I know that was a lot. I have insisted on naming these Goliaths for him. I'm going to actually write it on the base. He can paint over them if he wants to, but I've decided I need to name them. Okay. So the Zerker, who's this big veiny bastard, who I painted with almost translucent skin, so his veins are really popping out.
Ooh.
And I gave him red hair. Not red hair, but he's a ginger.
Okay.
So his name is going to be Gingervitis. Yeah. Yeah, that's
cool.
that's the level of thought that I'm putting into these models.
Give one of them the name of MOTF so that he fumbles over the name.
Motive? Yes, yeah, I think that makes sense. So I've been doing, I'm going to do some of these with darker skin tones. So I looked at Duncan's video, and he said Cadian flesh, Blood Reaver flesh, which I don't have. So I'm going to go to the store and get those tomorrow. And the Fang is like a darker blue, like washed out dark blue color. I'm going to get that for the armor color.
Oh, okay.
But the Magos purple has been a champ on doing the like really stressed skin because their flesh is like these Goliaths have tortured flesh from the implants and the drugs that are being pumped into their bodies, and the Magos purple has done a great job of showing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I
really like them.
The paints, I'm just like, wow, that's a wild group of paints to be using. Okay. So I think I still have Fang paint somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So I am reading. I finished reading Godblight today.
Okay.
Everybody should read that.
Okay.
Yeah. It sets up the lore going forward very well. The revelations that we had with Dark Imperium from the beginning just compounded in Godblight.
Okay.
There's a lot going on there and that I can't really talk about. That would totally ruin it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on lore-wise and going forward. So I definitely think folks should check that out.
Oh, I'll check that one out because I haven't really been reading as much 40K stuff over quarantine. I've been reading other things because, well, there's only so much dystopia you can take.
True.
But, now that things are getting, well, I don't know. I could probably get back to starting to read some of the 40K novels.
Yeah, I've had to commute on Fridays now, but I also take Sunny out for walks in the morning. So instead of running, I'm walking. So instead of listening to music, I'm listening to audiobooks, and it's nice.
That is nice.
It's good.
Really nice.
So Jason, that is my hobby progress. What are you working on?
Okay, so a little bit of drama this week. I was walking around in my studio where I keep a lot of my airbrush stuff and some other things, and I accidentally knocked all my airbrushes onto the ground. Yeah, I was kind of flipping out because the Sotar fell underneath the printer and I couldn't find it. And fortunately, there's a guard on the needle that you can run the needle without the guard or with the guard. And the first thing I did when I got it was like, oh, we're going to put the guard on because I know me, So that saved the needle. But yeah, I was a little freaking out about this. But the needles are all fine. I've worked with all three of them, so they're okay. So yeah, I've been kind of digging through my Thousand Sun stuff and some other things. So I have this double-bladed, two-sword Thousand Sun whatever from 30K, and I was like, well, I'm not playing 30K at all because no one in this area is playing it. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and turn him into an Exalted Sorcerer and just proxy him and paint him well and use him for Zone Mortalis. And he looks cool. But I'm working on those details because, it's Thousand Suns. There's a ton of details. So I'll keep working on those for a while. On the Amon, I decided to go with the 60mm base because the 80mm was really cool, but it's just so big. Just like I didn't have room to put him in my KR case with that 80mm. But the 60mm, I can figure that one out. So that's not too bad. Yeah. Plus, I got a whole bunch of 60mm bases, so I'm not terribly worried. There's this really wild cannon servitor that I built last summer, and I've been trying to find a base for it, and I think I figured out that it'll fit on 60mm. And then I realized I hadn't painted the servo skull that was on there, the servo snake, quote unquote. So I finally painted that and wrapped it around. It has like green stuff like coil. I mean, it looks like it's almost like a snake, and it's still flexible enough that I can kind of manipulate it around the model so that it's not glued on there permanently. So, it's kind
just
of a fun
on
thing.
there.
Yeah, it looks creepy, and that's really what I was going for, and I nailed it.
If you want, we can edit that out, and I can say you nailed it. That way, it doesn't sound like you're giving yourself props there. I'll give you the props instead.
I like the creepiness.
Okay. It would have been better if you referred to yourself in the third person, like, you nailed it, Jason. You nailed it.
But I need to work in the royal we.
No, it's second person? Whatever.
Whatever it is. All right. So anyways, that guy's thinking, Zangor Enlightened. Okay, so sometimes I've been known to just kind of let my OCD, just show up, which isn't very, very often, but I ended up building 6 Zangor Enlightened in one night, and then airbrushed
Zangor?
T Zangor, yes.
T Zangor.
So I now have 9 Zangor, T Zangor, enlightened, painted in my Legion of the Damned scheme. So it's like green and yellow, and it's got OSL and all sorts of goofy stuff. It's not the best paint job I've ever had, but you know what? It's tabletop, and considering I was going to sell them, just like, this is fine. I did go through and paint all the blades gold, though, because I wanted to have something look like it might be real and, not spirit, I guess. And I thought about painting each of the eye with, a blue glaze, but every one of those models has so many eyes everywhere that I was going to miss one. But the blades, I can get the blades. So, same for the Magistar, which where'd he go? He's here somewhere. He was on my desk. Oh, yeah. Magistar.
He flew away.
Yeah, he flew away. There he is. From the Aether War box. I did the same thing with him, Legion of the Damned, green and yellow scheme. And all these guys are now magnetized so I can take in my table war case, because I get the table war case. Let's see. Maggie. We'll talk about Maggie later, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and bring Magnus out on the table because it needs to happen. And I couldn't find the base the other night, and I went out of town on Tuesday just because I had to get out of town. Just because sometimes you just got to leave. And
yes, sometimes you need a change of scenery,
yeah.
or else your soul. So, like, you know how a chair. You ever been to an office or worked in an office environment where you go to like somebody's office or cubicle,
Yeah.
and the chair is so old that it's like created a depression in the shape of their ass.
Yeah.
And it's even worse. My dad had a chair like that, and he smoked. So like I'm like for smokers, it's like even crazier because there's a clean ass print surrounded by ash. So a home can actually, you can actually sense the ass print that person's soul leaves in that place. Right?
Yeah.
So you have to get away.
Yeah. So I left. I went to San Antonio. Had a good time there. But I also picked up a new base, a 100mm base from Night's Watch. And came back into town, and I was on our hobby hangout with you and Tucker, and I think John was still there. And I was looking through something, and I found the old base. Yeah, right there. So I'm looking at two bases. Tucker is getting a great laugh out of it. So anyway, I now have two 100mm
Yeah, he
bases.
was very amused. You made his night.
I think I did.
Alone was worth it.
Yeah. So, you're welcome, Tucker. So, anyways, I'm going to try and get Maggie on the tabletop soon. The paint scheme's coming along. I just need to do a lot of details because he's got a lot of details. And last thing, and I may need someone to talk me down off this. I don't think you're going to be the person.
No.
Seriously contemplating creating a 20 mini rubric squad. 1,000 Suns can take 20 rubrics in the squad, or 19 rubrics. I'm the aspiring sorcerer.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yes.
Why the f*** would I stop you from doing that?
Hold on. What was the timing on that?
That's what you get. That's what you get. Okay. That's what you get for even implying that I would stop you from doing something.
Well, I
that
knew
will
you weren't going to do it.
Sap your soul as you do it.
I knew that you weren't going to be the one who says, "No, Jason, stop. Think of your sanity." That wasn't what I thought you would do.
No. I am not that friend.
I know. So
I don't even think you have that friend.
Let me think about this.
None of us do.
I don't think any of us do. Yeah.
You need more rubrics, though. You really do. You lean very heavily on the demons, probably because they're really easy to paint. That, you need more rubrics.
Well, I was tired of painting just like one scheme. I wanted to branch out and do pink and blue and yellow and purple and
Zinch is really great for that, right?
Yeah.
Like for just changing it up.
Yeah, well, I have all the blood ravens that are red and bone and black. I can do the blood raven scheme in my sleep, and I'm just
Yeah.
So anyway, I will probably end up doing that. I've got the minis. I have the minis in my closet of opportunity, not shame. They're ready to roll. So
whatever you need to tell yourself, dude.
All right, so that's my hobby progress. Adam, it's time to talk about something we haven't really talked about a lot recently. Games played.
Right, games played. Get the out of here.
What? We're actually around people? What the? Okay, go for it.
With people, yeah. My tabletop simulator game has decreased quite a bit.
Yeah.
I played lots of Age of Sigmar.
Yes.
Our last episode, we talked a lot about that.
Mm.
This time, I played a game with Jared. and we had good fun. And with the new 3rd edition rules, I played
Yeah.
my Caradron Overlords, and he
Okay.
played his Cities of Sigmar army, like a city of, I forget, like the Life City, where
I'm
he
gonna
had a
have
lot
to
of
actually like
elves.
find a Sigmar podcast that actually explains all this. You know, I know there's all the cities,
That
there's all the realms, and I just don't
yeah,
understand. And it might be because I don't have the
that would be
books.
tough.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. People say that
Mm.
Realm Slayer is a good one to start with because it is told from the perspective of a character called Gotrek, who is
Uh-huh.
from the old world,
Yeah.
and who comes to Age of Sigmar. So it tells it from his perspective, which is good for someone who's new to the lore of Age of Sigmar because it tells it from the perspective of someone who doesn't know the world.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I've heard it's good. I think
Yeah.
it's Josh Reynolds. Don't quote me on that. But
Okay.
anyways, it's called Realm Slayer.
Realm Slayer.
I would read
Okay.
that. I might read it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played with him. That was a fun game. We always have a good game.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I
Yeah,
have a
dude.
real life in person tournament at Flipside Gaming. What?
Wow.
We're doing 1,000 points because that it helps people kind of ease into it.
Yeah, my tradition.
Curtis painted an entire army in 2 weeks. An entire army of what are they? Harlequins. So I don't know why he's still alive. He should be dead.
I didn't know I know he's always played. As long as I've known him, he's always played Eldar. And I just assumed he had some Harleys already done, but
yeah, I'm bringing my Knife Ears as well. I'm bringing my Drakari.
yeah,
Just an all infantry list that's pretty terrible.
yeah,
but it is what it is.
yeah.
I played a practice game against Mark's new Warhounds army that he's been painting during pandemic.
Dude.
And it's super. I think the last time I played a game with Mark was the first game of 9th edition.
Yep. Yep.
The Necrons versus the... I don't remember what army I played in that. No, I think it was Necrons versus Necrons. Pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
I think we did do Necrons versus Necrons for
Dueling
that one.
Dynasties.
But he showed me a test model for his Warhounds that day, I think. And now he has a giant, huge army that's beautiful all over Instagram.
Well, he uploaded, what was it? One of
Astreus?
No, it was one of the Forge World. It's one of those tanks that can be
like
used
Vindicator, Laser Destroyer.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Thingies.
Beautiful paint job.
Siege Destructor.
Beautiful.
Laser Melta Cannon. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah. He's done a beautiful job with that army. And he may be coming on to talk to us about that in episode 170.
Oh, good.
So look forward to that. Yeah, at that point, though, we're going to have orcs. Yeah, at least it'll be interesting. But I think we'll have orcs by then, so we'll juggle. We won't commit to that right away.
Yeah.
His nearly exact words were, if you're looking to phone it in at any point, let me know, and I'll talk about the Warhounds. Yeah. But he cleaned my clock. He cleaned my clock in that game. It was a match play game, so there's not much to tell, lore wise. But his main thing is fighting world eaters. He wants to kill world eaters, and anything else, it's basically just call telling him what to do.
Good.
Which is funny.
That's actually.
But they're kind of at his beck and call, which he'll talk about when we talk about it. But
yeah, I haven't talked about the lore, but I can kind of already see. Well, I've talked with him a little bit about the lore, and I really like what he's doing. But we'll let him talk about it. But
Yeah, we'll let him talk about it. So, Jason, what games have you been playing?
Wow. Okay. First in-person game, 40K. Yeah, I know. We did this kind of Chaos United versus Sisters of Battle. So Dot had his Sisters of Battle. He did 50 power level. Ramos did 25 with his Death Guard, and I took 25 power level with 1,000 Suns. First of all, the Sisters of Battle, they do some work. I was going to do a battle report, but I just ran out of time on this one. Dot took the High Lord of Terra and the Paragon Warsuit, as well as a Hospitaller, a Canonist, Priest, and a few Battle Sister squads, and a few Sacrosant, or how you pronounce it. I took my Exalted Sorcerer on disc, a full Rubric squad, and 6 Screamers. Ramos took the Plague Caster, who was the MVP of the game. Just complete. The non-disputed MVP. Plague Marine squad, some Blight Lord Termies. My rubrics got erased on turn 1 by 2 Sisters of Battle squads, because one of them was like a max.
That's what you get for being a heretic.
What was it like? Yeah, I took 10 rubrics, and the first round of shooting from the Sisters of Battle had 6 mortal wounds. Before I started, having to roll saves, it was like, wow, just gone. The Screamers made it to assault with the Sacrosants, and then were wiped out. My rolling in turn 1 was pretty terrible, and I was a bit too aggressive with the rubrics and Screamers. And I really do need to learn stratagems and some other stuff, because that's where the strength of the list lies, plus Maggie. Basically, the game kind of ended with, because the Death Guard list is so powerful and really, can handle punishment, Ramos' 25 power level almost completely wiped out the 50 power level of Sisters of Battle, and then my Exalted Sorcerer sat in the back and threw smites and a couple of other things, and then had a nice plasma pistol shot, because I always equip with plasma pistols, and because you can reroll ones.
Yeah, plasma pistols are always a good time.
Yeah, because I can reroll ones. It's just like, yep, we're supercharging. Even if we couldn't reroll ones, we're still supercharging. Yeah. So that was 40K. We're going to start trying to do more and more 40K games, because I want to. So that would be nice. Cursed City, we got some new players. We have Teresa, who is a listener, at least her spouse is a listener, so she'll probably hear this. And CJ, she played the elf, and CJ played the dwarf. We played to the 4th boss level of Cursed City, which has the triplets, and there might be a misprint in the book, because some stuff does not appear on the page, but it's cited in the rules, so we couldn't figure out what to do there. But anyway, it was kind of a fun little game there, because, it was a lot quicker. It wasn't anywhere near as difficult as the 3rd boss fight. So, but what was kind of funny was we split as a party, which you're never supposed to do, but we did. And it didn't matter, because we somehow still managed to not get damaged, and we were able to, keep it together. My pirate, fabulous pirate, and the elf basically turned one entire part of the map into a shooting gallery. So if anything came in front of us, it was just getting riddled with bullets and arrows. So that was kind of funny. So I think next we have the 5th boss, and that will be the end of the game, which we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do when we finish the game. We're hoping that they'll release some sort of expansion, because this could be easily expanded, just without a problem. So we'll see if they do it or not. But it'd be nice if they would expand it, because they would actually give some more playability.
Yeah, I do hope that once the Dominion box
Yeah,
fervor is over, they'll have something to say about
Curse City.
expanding Curse City or supporting Curse City, because it's been weird.
I'm going to say this, and it kind of hurts a little bit, but I finally admit it to myself. I like playing Curse City more than I like playing Blackstone Fortress. I said
Oh.
it. Um,
I mean, you know what?
yeah,
Like, they've every consecutive
yeah.
Warhammer quest has gotten better.
And this one
So,
is, it's one of those things that, I prefer the 40K, the, science fiction setting, but this
uh-huh.
one is set up so well and works so well that I don't want to go back to Blackstone because I don't want to deal with the hexes in the hex maps,
Mm-hmm.
because that drove me crazy. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I just, and the rules are so much more streamlined. There's so much, I can see how they could be easily expanded. Like, that's not even like you know, I can sit here and go through and just list all the ways that, yeah, this is great. And then for an expansion, they could do this, 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 and this. They would have to change anything except print some new cards and maybe do some new minis. So what I'm saying, I'm hoping they do release expansions because I really do like this game.
Mm.
So yeah.
Cool.
All right, and next, played Warcry. So Warcry, I do like playing this game. It's quite a bit of fun. The only issue I ever have with it is I never remember the rules until I literally am like playing the game. I don't remember the activations. I don't remember any of that stuff until I'm literally like, oh yeah, this is how we do this. It's probably because I haven't bought the rules.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
So we were supposed to 40K. Last night we ended up playing Warcry. Played 2 games. The first game I took the Mutilith and the Fluxmaster and a bunch of Screamers. And the Mutilith is really a cool model, and it's really powerful in very limited situations.
Yeah.
If you know what it does, all you have to do is you play a game of Keep Away. Because if you're within 6 inches of the Mutilith, it can take its tendrils and grab you and pull you in. Which I thought
gross.
was cool. No, it's beautiful.
No,
it's beautiful.
Sounds gross.
It's beautiful. It's disgusting, but it's nice. So that's the first game, and that was versus Dodd. And on the second game, it was Ramos, his brother, Dodd, myself, and it was four teams at 1,000 points each, and it was just kind of a scrum for King of the Mountain. You saw the picture; it was pure chaos, and it was funny because I think it was all chaos. So,
yeah. Literally pure chaos.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I enjoy it. It's a quick game. Oh yeah, and it works well with multiplayers. Like 40K with 3 or 4 players doesn't work very well.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, kill team with 3 or 4 players doesn't work so well. But Warcry at 4 characters, perfection. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you know what else they have in... What else has a lot of chaos?
Oh,
Beyond the Fringe! So, that wasn't a good sound effect.
I like
Anyways,
that.
my Beyond the Fringe is the party I had last Friday. Or last Saturday. I hugged people. We hung out in a enclosed space together and played board games and drank alcohol and grilled. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was cool. A red letter day, my friend.
That is beautiful. Congratulations.
It was beautiful. Play board games. So it was I did a holidays party. Not a holiday party, a holidays party.
Yeah.
Where Wendy helped me decorate. We got decorations for St. Patrick's Day and Easter And I put the Christmas tree. I put out the Christmas tree on the deck and lit it up, but also hung Easter decorations on the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And Halloween decorations. My garage still has all of my Halloween lights hung up in it, and I think they're just going to stay in there. It looks awesome.
Do it.
Yeah. So I decorated for all the holidays, and I got a birthday cake that had all the names of all my friends who showed up for the party on the birthday cake, so we could celebrate everybody's birthday with the birthday cake. And people brought something for every. It's like they brought my buddy Pat. He brought a Reuben egg rolls for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh God, that sounds terrifying.
Anyway, yeah, there was just food for different holidays. Oh, I got a honey baked ham for Easter.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
stuff
cool.
like that.
That's the way to do it.
It was good. It was good. It was a good party. I was really happy. So that's my Beyond the Fringe. What's yours?
My Beyond the Fringe is that I appreciate that Time Warner Spectrum does not change the admin passwords or the admin names on their routers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Helped a friend of mine. Well,
they put them. They actually print them on the label, right?
They do now.
Yeah, they do that so that you don't.
Yeah.
Because someone outside your house can't guess what's printed on the label.
Yeah. Well, they don't even change the admin passwords whenever you log into the router locally.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was some fun things that I was helping a friend fix yesterday, and yeah. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to continue to use the same plugin to process your voice, which was the 6 voices. I think I can't remember. Because I kind of like it, I want to go through and create some different harmonic structures just for fun, see if I can make you sound like a bell or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun.
Freaking-tastic. So we're running long. Yeah. I'm gonna skip Beyond the Fringe, I'm gonna skip Astropathic Communique. Everybody knows stuff that's happening.
Well, there's something
Scribe, Warhammer Plus. All right, go ahead.
But Scribe, they're doing Crusade output now.
Oh, good.
I don't know if they've been doing this for a while, but it is a nice time saver. I found it the other day, just whenever I was getting ready for a game. It's like, this is perfect. So, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good tip for everybody to know. You can actually, we'll count that as part of Beyond the Fringe.
Okay, yeah, that's probably better there.
Yeah. I love semantic arguments. Let's take a quick break, get another Truly, and come back and talk about Adepta Sororitas on Crusade. Greetings, mofos.
Are you out of George Dickel number 8, staring at a broken chess machine?
Well, don't want to spend the rest of the year tied to that couch?
Well, why don't you head on over to the 1 Hour a Night Facebook page and see what exciting stuff is going on there. It's a place to post all your daily progress in the hobby grind, as well as receive and give positive feedback. Also, there are usually a few interesting challenges going on.
That's right. All you have to do is search for 1 Hour a Night on Facebook. That's numeral 1 Hour a Night, all one word. Blood serum tests will be administered prior to approval.
Se til helvete og kom dere vekk. Det ikke bikkje, det en slags ting. Den imiterer bikkje, men det ikke det. Kom dere vekk, idioter!
What he said.
Hello, everyone. The Masters of the Forge is now a proud member of the NPC, the Narrative Podcast Consortium. Our aim is to inspire your hobby through the rich lore of the 41st millennium. If you enjoy our podcast, then make sure to check out these other awesome shows, where you can get coverage on campaigns, Black Library, and all kinds of general topics of the 40K background.
The NGC 40K podcast also provides in-depth campaign coverage, audio dramas, and free-flowing narrative campaign creation.
The Adeptus Terra podcast also features in-depth discussions of the lore and commentary on the hobby.
Oh, and sexy English voices.
Oh, yeah.
The Masters of the Forge brings the world of 40K to life on your tabletop, with discussion on the lore, backed up by narrative-themed rules and battle reports.
Of course, this is only a fraction of the topics covered by the podcasts of the NPC. Please tune in to find out more.
Welcome back! Adepta Sororitas on Crusade. We'll probably have a battle report with Tucker at some point. He is currently building his war suits.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I've been asking about those because we have a box of them at the store, and my hobby butterfly is just kind of looking at going, ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Now, having said that, our so the books have all been given away to others. So we're running on pictures that I took of the rules here. So bear with us. But this is gonna be our usual format. So this segment we're gonna be talking about the Adeptus Sororitas, and we're gonna each have the thing we each like category. Jason and I will each have picked one thing that's our favorite. And then for the next segment, we're going to do AdMech because we kind of just got to get these. We're going to do them both in this episode. Hence the Faith and Iron or Iron and Iron or Faith and Faith, depending on what language you're speaking. So I think that the Adeptus Sororitas is really interesting because in the new lore, the expanding lore, faith is a hugely important thing. It is actually what is going to... So, with the Cicatrix Maledictum, everything is worse. Chaos is got a leg up. But also because the warp is so close to reality, Chaos kind of done messed up because it's also making faith stronger.
Right.
In the twilight outside my window, I am watching the many spiders outside my house building their webs. It is pretty cool.
Well, that's their
I
job.
don't have. I get way less bugs here than you would think. Living on the river, and it's mainly because the entire front of my house is just spiders. It's just one giant spider web, and by the end of the summer, some of these spiders are like gargantuan in size. Like they have -1 to hit in combat because of their size category. It's crazy. But anyways, I think the Adeptus Sororitas Codex is very important because of how important it is to the lore right now. So we're not going to go over the Codex. We're just going to go over the Crusade content for now, and we'll talk a little bit more about just the rules themselves and how the game plays when we talk to Tucker later on.
Yeah, I'm curious how he's running his, because Daw's list was rough, and the death rolled over it, but.
I need to apologize to the listeners. I think, we use Travis and Tucker.
Oh, he's the same person.
Interchangeably, and it's the same person. So, all the times I've said that in the past, I apologize. It's just natural for me to just use them interchangeably.
Well, we keep calling John and Skip they're the same person, but we switch between.
He's the same person also, in case anybody's wondering. So anyway, the new special army-wide Crusade rule for that's also kind of a currency for the Sororitas is the Trials of the Living Saint.
Okay.
So this is how your warlord becomes super awesome in Sisters of Battle in the Crusade. So one of your characters can get the Saint Potentia keyword,
Okay.
Potential saint.
Right.
And they gain both saint points and martyr points throughout the game, or throughout like the campaign.
Correct.
So during your Army's Crusade, the Saint Potentia will undertake these long-term quests called trials. The trials accrue saint points over time, and when you've earned 10 or more saint points in a trial, you have completed the trial, and you get a saintly reward associated with it.
Okay.
It reminds me a lot of the new Age of Sigmar quests. So you're going on this long-term trial that isn't necessarily finished in the first game. In fact, I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
Once you get 5 saintly rewards, you can't earn any more. You replace the Saint Potentia keyword with the Living Saint keyword.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, when you're playing these games, your army is the big hero.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, right? I mean, unless you're Phil, in which case all of your models are destined for death, and nothing they do matters. But for those of us whose armies are not steeped in nihilism, the things you do matter. So I'm going to go ahead and read aloud the entire Martyr Points section. Because the Saint Points is easily paraphrased. The Martyr Points is really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading that.
The ultimate fate for all living saints is martyrdom in the Emperor's cause. However, for those that are graced to bear witness to such an end, a great wellspring of faith can be drawn. Each time a Saint Potentia or Living Saint model fails an out-of-action test, after the battle, it gains 1 martyr point, and you must make a martyrdom test for that model. To do so, roll 1d6, adding its current number of martyr points to the result. If the total is greater than the model's leadership characteristic...
Wow. Okay. Sorry.
If the total is greater than the model's leadership characteristic, the test is passed. And the Saint Potential Living Saint has been martyred, and they must be removed from your order of battle.
Oh.
I love the wording there. That shows that these people know what's up. It's
wow.
You have passed the roll if your character dies. If they're martyred, every other unit that was in your Crusade army for that battle gains a number of experience points equal to the number of saintly rewards the martyred Saint Potentia or Living Saint had. So,
dude, that is grimdark.
That is awesome. I love it.
That's definitely, fluffy lore, that.
Right.
But it's just so grimdark. If he's your leader, is destined to be martyred. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, it is. I mean, it's going to happen, right? So the trials are trial of faith, trial of suffering, trial of purity, trial of righteousness, and trial of valor. Each of us picked one to talk about. I picked the trial of suffering because I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Suffering is the greatest prayer of that a living saint can offer the God Emperor. So the saintly deeds that can accrue you saint points are Scars of the Penitent. So you earn 3 saint points each time they get a battle scar.
Yeah.
Which is cool, which means you've survived being, martyred.
Yeah.
You lose 3 saint points each time this model loses a battle scar. So if you clean those battle scars off the sister, you'll lose those saint points.
Wow. Okay.
But that's just while you're doing the trial.
Yeah.
So I would, just keep, if you really need to get rid of one that's hindering your character. Martyr's Wounds. Earn 1 saint point at the end of battle if this model suffered 1 or more mortal wounds during that battle. Purification of the Flesh. Earn 1 Saint point at the end of the battle if this model was destroyed, or if it has one less than half its starting number of wounds remaining. Tortured Soul. Earn 1 Saint point at the end of the battle if this model was affected by a malediction psychic power during that battle.
Oh, okay.
So you earn points for getting messed up. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go with like the minus experience.
Right.
Instead of the battle scar. This encourages you to take battle scars.
Yeah.
The saintly reward for this, if you earn 10, once you earn 10 saint points, you would get miraculous recovery. Once per battle, at the start of any phase, this model regains D3 lost wounds. In addition, any battle scars this model has are removed from its Crusade card, and any further battle scars it gains are ignored.
Wow.
That's really cool, right?
That is really cool. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I mean, she still can be martyred, but she's not all these deaths mean nothing to her.
Yeah. That is a trip. Okay, so I took Trial of Purity, an anti-psyker trial.
Oh, cool.
A living saint is so pure that malign sorcery cannot touch their soul, and no wound can stay their body. So, saintly deeds. Suffer not the mutant. Earn 2 saint points at the end of a battle if this model destroyed an enemy psyker character during that battle.
Yes. You can show those Grey Knight captains who's boss.
Ouch. Wow, okay. Wow, we went there. All right, man. Hold on. High fives. Boom. All right. Deny the Witch. Earn 1 saint point at the end of a battle if 1 or more Deny the Witch tests were passed for this model during the battle.
Cool. And if I recall correctly, Deny the Witch is now a 6 on a D6, regardless.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think. Pretty sure. So, which means if you have a 6 in your pool, in your whatever special magic, like faith pool or whatever, you could just deny.
Yeah, that happened to me. And when we played against Daw, he somehow managed to deny me twice because he rolled a natural 6. Then he had a 6 in his pool. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's what you get for being a dirty heretic.
Well, yeah, that's true. All right, so Divine Protection. Earn 1 saint point at the end of the battle if this model passed 1 or more invul saves conferred by its Shield of Faith ability during that battle. Oh, okay. So just 1 invul save and you got that. Okay. Blessed by the Emperor. Earn 1 saint point at the end of a battle if this model was destroyed during the battle but was subsequently returned to the battlefield because of any roll. It's not too bad. So, cool. Saintly Reward. Blazing Soul Fire. That sounds awesome. Once per battle, at the end of any phase, this model can unleash a burst of pure soul fire. When it does, roll 1d6 for every enemy unit within 6 inches of it. On a 2-up, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. And if that unit is a Psyker or a Chaos unit, it suffers D3 mortal wounds instead. That's a nice little area of effect there. Yeah.
Yeah. And you definitely see this happening in the novels more and more.
Yeah.
Like, the faith in the Emperor is burning people to the ground.
Yeah.
Demons disappear from reality when characters with a high or with a very powerful faith in the Emperor come nearby. They just evaporate into nothing. Like, their souls... Mm-hmm. You know how, like, when demons die, they go back to whatever realm their patron god is?
Right.
No. Their souls are obliterated from reality when the faithful are nearby. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay. So you're telling me to really read Soul Blight there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So next we're going to go into Requisitions.
No
I chose
agendas.
the agendas. Did I say
Yeah.
requisitions? I
Yeah.
meant agendas. I chose the Seed of the Imperium because that's really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's a good one. It is. We're so gross.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better, though. That's who we are.
No.
Yeah.
It is said that the blood of martyrs is the seed of the Imperium. Where it falls, repugnance and vengeance blossom, and the furious reprisals of the faithful thrive. So at the end of the battle, you make a Seed of the Imperium tally for up to 3 Adepta Sororitas units in your Crusade army that either destroyed one or more enemy units or that ended the battle within range of an objective marker. Add 1 to each of these tallies for each of the following that apply. The unit is not at its starting strength, so they lost models. So they spilled their own blood. That unit is below half strength. The unit is destroyed. Subtract 1 for each of these tallies if you lost the battle.
Okay.
Each unit gains a number of experience points equal to the Seed of the Imperium tally. So up to 3 points. If you win the battle and they're not at starting strength, below half strength, and also destroyed.
Okay.
So if they're destroyed, you get up to 3. So that's really cool. I like that. They've spilled the blood, their life's blood, for achieving the goals that were set for them. I think that's super thematic and fun.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I did like that one.
And I'm going with a theme again. Like the more excoriated these characters and these models are, the happier I am with what they're doing.
All right, so I took Burn the Witch. Okay.
Burn her!
Yeah, I saw that and automatically was like, Monty Python, or do we go with...
And again, you're going with a theme.
Yeah. So, some psychers, such as navigators, who can see the Emperor's blessed light, or astropaths who have communed with the Emperor himself, are reverent figures. However, rogue psychers who oppose the ecclesiarchy deserve only one fate. Burn. So, this is kind of cool. Keep a Burn the Witch tally for each Adeptus Ministorum unit from your army. Add 1 to a unit's Burn the Witch tally each time it destroys an enemy psyker unit. Add 3 instead if that enemy unit was destroyed by an attack made with a flame weapon. Oh, nice. Extra points for being thematic. So each unit gains a number of experience points equal to their Burn the Witch tally to a maximum of 5 experience per unit. So, yeah, man.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I saw that immediately. I was like, that's perfect. That's the one I want. Didn't even look at it. Just saw the title. I was like, I'm taking that one. What does it do? Fine. Cool.
So the requisition I picked out of spite and basically stole the one you probably would have picked. It's called the Penitent Path.
Yeah.
For the devout, it's 1 RP. For the devout, any failing is a shame that cannot be borne and must be redeemed through deeds of great bravery and butchery.
Butchery.
Butchery. So you basically, whenever a Dominion or a Retributor or Battle Sister squad messes up and they get Devastating Blow, which is the minus XP.
Yeah.
When they die, or they get the Disgraced Mark of Shame or Battle Weary Battle Scars.
Yeah.
You actually replace the entire unit with a unit of Sisters Repentia.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
You're right. I would probably take that.
Yeah, it is pretty great. And they have the same XP, the same battle honors, the same battle scars. All that stuff stays.
Yeah.
And then later on, they can use Glorious Redemption to come back.
That is cool. That is cool. What's funny is I picked Glorious Redemption as the one requisition for me, which those that have trod the path to redemption are reverent figures within the Order's militant. Their dedication and unswerving faith, a shining beacon to all. So you can purchase this requisition at any time, select the Sisters Repentia unit from your Crusade force that has 3 or more redemption points, see Atonement and Battle Agenda. Replace that unit with one of the following units. So you can take Celestian, Sacrosanct, Seraphim Squad, or Zephyrum? Yeah, Zephyrum Squad. The new unit must be drawn from the same Order Militant as the unit replaced. Unit cannot contain more models than it replaced. You cannot purchase this requisition if doing so would cause your total power level to exceed your Crusade Force's supply limit. This new unit will have the same number of experience points, same battle honors, and battle scars as the unit replaced. If a battle honor can't be applied, select a new battle honor to replace it. Add one to that unit's Crusade points. All sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, both of these are really, really fluffy. You know, I love the idea of they've been bad, their Sisters Repentia, because that comes from that's that's very,
or they've been good.
Yeah,
they can now be
they can be Sacrosanct
or whatever.
So
yeah, that's so cool.
I got toasted by Sacrosanct in the game versus Daw, so I'm still a little, we'll take care of them. We'll be back.
For battle traits, I picked Valor of the Saints.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Hold on, will we find these?
The Valor of the Saints, those who stand unflinching against the horrors of the galaxy, inspire their comrades to feats of divine heroism. This is for a infantry or Paragon warsuits. At the end of the morale phase, if one or more units with this trait passed a morale test during that phase, you gain 1 miracle dice. I picked this one because it uses dice as the singular, and Jason hates it. Also, it's really cool. You pass a morale check, you get a miracle dice. That's cool. The more valorous you are, the more the Emperor shines upon you. I think that's neat. However, I must say that I think the battle traits feel flat. They feel a little flat, most of them.
Yeah, I can
go ahead and read them. A lot of them feel. I was like, that one's kind of eh. That one's kind of eh. That one's kind of eh. And I'm not saying they're not powerful. They're just like eh.
Yeah, I mean, I
guess there's only so many things you can do.
Yeah. I took, from the Adeptus Mechanicus Priest unit, I took Bombastic Projection. Just because I like the name.
You picked it because it's a cool word. Yeah, that's a cool name.
Yeah, it's you know me. So this priest roars in fire expostulation over the din of battle. Each time this model intones a hymn, add 1 to the dice roll to see if that hymn is inspiring. Which I don't know if that really does anything, but I like the name.
Well,
of it.
It is. I think it's usually a 3+, so I think that makes it a 2+, if I recall correctly.
Ooh, okay.
I apologize. We don't actually have the book, but I think that's really cool. The priests again, between the priests in the Astra Militarum and not yet, but probably soon. The priests in the Ministorum and the what are they called in Space Marines?
Oh, the chaplains.
Chaplains. Yeah. Like faith is and conviction is very powerful. You can't deny the witch faith. So. So relics, there are a lot of relics, and there should be.
Yeah,
I think there should be more. I think you should make up your own. Heck, I almost feel like they should have gone the AdMech route and made custom relics for the Sisters of Battle.
I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm going to. I mean, I'm going to agree anyway because we have very similar ideas. But I think that would actually be a little more flavorful. To be honest, because what is a holy relic? I mean, is it tortilla? Is it the rust in a side of a Camaro?
I feel like yes.
Yeah.
It's funny in the old Werewolf the Apocalypse role playing game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was stuff like that. There was a very strong Native American vibe with Werewolf the Apocalypse, but also there's some Eastern European and stuff too for the different factions. But one of the factions was called the Bone Gnars, I think it was called.
Okay.
And they were like post like antiquity or post settlement, expansionist werewolves. They were a tribe who lived in the cities and stuff, and their big totem was the spirit of like the American dream or something, and their totems were all things like cars buried in sand, and like, oh, I have the hood ornament of a Camaro or something like that.
That sounds cool.
Like they were definitely very fun. Like they were all about trash and collecting trash, and it had spiritual value. It's really funny.
That actually kind of.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about Crusade Relics, and you're going to talk about your choice. There we go.
My choice is the icon of Sanctity.
Mm-hmm.
Foes who see this icon are filled with awe and dread, while the faithful who gaze upon it fight for the honor of the Emperor. So this one's cool because you can pretty much give it to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Adeptus Mechanicus character or core unit within 3 inches of the bearer. Subtract 2 from charge rolls made for any unit that declares a charge against that friendly unit.
Okay.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
-2 charge.
Yeah, that could.
But it has a dual roll.
Mm-hmm.
Also has an aura of holy fervor. While friendly Adeptus Mechanicus character or Adeptus Mechanicus core unit within 3 inches of the bearer, each time a model in that friendly unit makes a pile-in or consolidation move, it can move an additional 3 inches. So flagellants are like,
yeah, everybody's getting in there. Everyone's getting stuck in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's a cool one. That's got a cool ability, very unique, cool, fun ability, and it makes sense for the lore of the army.
Yeah, the one I chose was Tears of the Emperor. There are many stories of statues of the Emperor that weep blood like tears. These are collected in ornate flasks, because of course they are, for they are potent weapons against the forces of chaos. So this is kind of the holy hand grenade of Antioch. So this relic has the following profile. Well, Tears of the Emperor, it's a grenade, essentially. The cool thing about this, there's no strength, there's no AP, there's no damage, is each time an attack is made with this weapon, if the target is hit, it suffers 1 mortal wound, and the attack sequence ends. If the target has the Chaos keyword, it instead suffers D3 mortal wounds, and the attack sequence ends.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's...
The number you shall count to is 3. 5 is right out. It's cool. Like, this book even has 2 legendary relics, which I don't think a lot of them do.
Yeah.
It costs, like, your Crusade points go up by 3.
Uh-huh.
But one of them is the Blade of Admonition, which automatically hits its target.
Whoa.
If it's a character. It's +3 strength, -3 AP, damage 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it just automatically hits if you're attacking a character with it.
Wow. It's just kind of,
I have never seen a melee weapon that has an automatic hit ability.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also strength 3, AP -3.
Yeah.
It's all the 3s, man.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, it is increasing basically. Your opponent gets a bonus of +3 when you take it. So
yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's the Adepta Sororitas Crusade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you look at this. There's a lot of really fun stuff in here. Again, I think the battle traits are a miss, but everything else is great. And the main feature, obviously, is the Trials of the Living Saint. I think that's really cool. Going on these quests, I think it makes so much sense for the Sororitas.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes me even more fluffy.
Yeah, and I would try to decide what your next quest is going to be based on what the character did in their previous quests or the previous quest, like what happened to them. Like for example, if they did get messed up in the previous trial, maybe pick the trial of suffering for the next one, because she's realized she must suffer to gain the beneficence of the emperor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. I like it. Again, we'll probably talk more about the new Sisters of Battle when we have Tucker on. Again, thank you to Games Workshop for supplying the codex. We really appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, come back, and talk about Adeptus Mechanicus. Damn, I knew it was around here somewhere. Damn, where is it?
Can I help you?
Ah! Scared me.
What do you seek?
I need the perfect scenario for a narrative game I'm running this week, and I can't find one.
Sir, this is the Black Library. We don't have narrative scenarios.
Well, then where should I go?
Might I recommend the Tabletop Campaign Repo?
The Tabletop Campaign Repo? What's that?
The Tabletop Campaign Repo is an ad-free site for hosting resources related to playing tabletop miniatures wargaming.
Oh, like scenarios?
Absolutely. Also, event packs, custom objectives, tracking sheets, custom terrain rules, maps, icon packs, award templates, and more.
Oh, and this is for Warhammer 40k?
Among other things. There's also Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and others. They're always open for content submissions for any system, even non-Games Workshop materials.
Oh, that's awesome. It sounds like a great way to save all of this great content the community makes. A lot of that stuff often ends up disappearing into a dead message board or Facebook group.
Exactly. It's a real community effort.
Great. So how do I get there?
Just go to that webway gate marked tcrepo.com.
tcrepo.com. Got it. Can I ask you one more question before I go?
Fire away.
This place is really easy to find. How come Armand can never find it?
Oh, because it's more funny that way.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Once again, the Tabletop Campaign repository can be found at tcrepo.com, and they're always looking for submissions.
Come here, boy, get the ball. Aw, come on, Max, get the ball. Mom, Max won't get the ball. He's lazy.
I think I know why your Zote is being lazy, Jenny.
Why, Mom?
Because you forgot to feed him his Zotobix today.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Zotobix contains all the nutrients and random animal parts a growing Zote craves. It not only provides our Zote with the energy it needs to play with you and protect our home, but it also keeps its chitinous shell fresh and shiny.
Oh, boy. I'd better feed Max his Zotobix.
Yes, you had.
Zotobix is made in part from grade A Astra
dinner.
Militarum post-engagement byproduct and is infused with 112 essential vitamins
No,
and
Max,
minerals
down.
harvested from your Zote's natural habitat, the finest desert depths. Zotobix is available in any shopping center on worlds where Zotes are allowed or where the Imperium's inexorable influence has not yet reached.
We're back! Giving Jason time to write down the timestamp.
Yeah. Okay. So we are now Adeptus Mechanicus.
Adeptus Mechanicus. So this is really cool. I think this is one of the coolest. I think this is really cool. This is so much fun. This is if I were an Adeptus Mechanicus player and I were running in a Crusade, I would be looking at this and saying, wow, this is exactly what I want. And I didn't even know I wanted it, right? Like,
Exactly.
I would have never imagined doing what they did but it's perfect.
This would be a perfect thing for the Blood Ravens.
If we were playing in a campaign, I would let you steal my treasures.
Yeah, and there's just so much. The Archaeotech stuff, the Archaeotech, what is this area called that we're looking at? The Archaeotech treasures alone.
Yes.
Alone, just
so these
that
are
is worth it. Okay.
You make your own relics, basically, which of course you do. It's the AdMech. So they're gained by using agendas and requisitions throughout the Crusade. So you might imagine you could even do like a special scenario to get a specific if you wanted to do that. Say you could talk to your friend, say, "Hey, I really want this force field. Can we do a specific mission to do it, or something like that?"
Yeah.
So there's four different types of parts. Whenever you gain a new part, roll a dice to see what type you get. So it'd be 1 to 3 for power sources, 4 for weapons, 5 for force fields, 6 for techno arcana. Weapons have a base profile, which is modified by the power source.
Yeah.
Force fields stack the abilities from the base power field they find. Okay. And that's, in addition, they also have a power source ability. The techno arcana can be used once per turn, and they only last 1 battle round.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are not really affected by the power source, except that, well, you'll see in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Once you have a power source and any one of any other of the 3 parts, you can assemble an item using the Assemble Archaeotech Requisition. So the names of the items use both the name of the power source and the other part, which is really cool. This item can be given to a tech priest in your army, but each tech priest can only have 1 of each of a force field, weapon, and techno arcana. Each Archaeotech treasure increases your Crusade points by 1. So again, if you say I have an AdMech army and I find a piece of techno arcana, I immediately roll on the table to see what kind I find. So say on a so I roll a 1 to 3 and I've found a power source. And then I roll again to see what kind, and I get a restrained power source. So I set that aside, and I just kind of keep it on my roster until I decide I want a specific kind of restrained item. I can either use that restrained power source for a force field, techno arcana, or a weapon. For the purposes of this, we're each gonna do 2. Okay, so the one I picked was a restrained techno arcana called Vortex. So it's a restrained vortex, and the part that I got is a Exo Gauntlet. Okay.
Yeah.
The Restrained Vortex Exo Gauntlet becomes operational when the Canticle of Remorseless Fist is active. So that Canticle gives you a +1 strength buff. So I figured that was a good one to pair, because you're already going to be in the thick of things when you're using that Canticle. Melee attacks against a friendly Cult Mechanicus unit suffer within 6 inches of the tech priest, can't reroll hits or wounds until the end of the battle round. And no other techno arcana may be used during the battle. So that's the big downside to techno arcana. They're usually really powerful, but you can only use 1 per game. So
yeah. Okay.
What power source did you pick for your first one?
Okay, so let's see if I've gotten this correct. Teleportation Matrix. I actually just went through and rolled these because I wanted to see what would happen.
Okay.
and I ended up, it was Teleportation Matrix and Hyper Circuit. So Teleportation Matrix is the source, and the effect will be the Techno Arcana effect. So under Teleportation Matrix, we have this device enables energy and matter to translocate instantaneously. I did love the word translocate. That was kind of cool. And then I read the Techno Arcana effect, and I really love this. The bearer gains the ability Aggressive Translocation Aura. Perfect. So while a friendly Forge World Mechanicus unit was in 6 inches of this model, if this Techno Arcana is active, you can re-roll charge rolls made for that unit. So it's basically a nice, way to go through and get some teleportation. I do like the Teleportation Matrix though, because like the weapon ability and the force field ability are both really kind of funny because it makes.
Do you want to talk about those? Like, if you were to add the Teleportation Matrix to a weapon, what does it do?
So this is cool. Once per battle, after the bearer has shot this weapon, if it successfully hits an enemy unit when making any of these attacks, it can engage the teleportation grapple. So if it does so, remove the bearer from the battlefield, then set the bearer back up on the battlefield anywhere that's within engagement range of the enemy unit, and not within engagement range of any other enemy units. And so the bearer now counts as having made a charge move this turn. So it just...
That's so awesome.
Right? That's hilarious. It's like, okay, here, I'm just going to... You don't want to come to me? That's fine. Going to you. Let's see.
He basically becomes a shock attack gun that rolled, I forget what the number was. I think it was 11. Where you had, or was it 2? I don't remember, but that's really cool. I love that. And that weapon ability is added on to the base weapons profile.
Let me see. Force field ability. Bearer is eligible to perform a heroic intervention if it's within 6 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically of any enemy unit. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't find that as much fun as the weapon ability.
But it makes sense for if you add a teleportation matrix to a force field, having a longer heroic intervention is good.
Yeah,
it makes sense. So yeah, I'm glad that we went through those, because when I said mine, it kind of didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because or it makes more sense to tell you all the different abilities, because each thing, like weapon, force field, and Techno Arcana, has a different effect for that power source.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So for my second one, I picked the Endothermic Reactor power source. So bear with us. We're flipping between photographs of
we're bouncing around a lot here, kiddos.
Of the thing. It's so again, still thank you, Games Workshop, for sending us the codex. But it is with the people who actually play this faction, and who in this case Dave actually played a game with me, and I still have to edit that battle report. So the Endothermic Reactor is a crystal lattice that produces freezing temperatures. Its power bleeding the energy and momentum from those it touches.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I chose. I chose to do a force field with this. So the force field ability is each time the bearer is declared as a target of a charge, subtract 2 from the charge roll.
Nice.
So it's basically the opposite of the teleporter.
That's really cool.
So I'll go through the weapon ability. Why not?
Please.
Right. Each time an attack is made, if it successfully hits the target, roll a d6, subtracting 1 if the target is a vehicle. On a 3+ until the start of your next command phase, the target is frozen. While a unit is frozen, half the move characteristics of models in that unit.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
That is so cool, right?
Yeah, that you just automatically stop someone in their tracks.
Yeah.
That is
so
awesome.
The Techno Arcana effect is they get a dispersed cryosweep aura. While a friendly cult mechanics unit is within 6 inches at the start of the fight phase, if this is active, that unit is within engagement range of any enemy units. It can fight first. So that's really an aura of 6 inches for a fight first is really cool.
Yeah.
So again, the Techno Arcana effects are really powerful.
Yeah.
It's just the type of Techno Arcana tells you which canticle it's active in.
Yeah.
So that it's only good for once per game, which is why they're so powerful. The force field part I picked is arc implants. So they are the endothermic arc implants. So in addition to that -2 to charge, at the start of the fight phase, select an enemy unit within engagement range of the bearer and roll a d6. On a 2 to 5, it suffers 1 mortal wound, and on a 6, they suffer d3.
Ooh.
Because arc implants, they have like this electricity shock thing that it goes with them.
Well, that's really cool. Okay.
So what did you do for your second treasure, Jason?
Okay, so I rolled these up just for giggles. So the first one I got was Induction Node, and then the weapon part was Neural Jammer. So it's a Induction Node Neural Jammer, which I'm pretty sure was the name of your first punk band, wasn't it?
No, you're confusing that with the first toy I bought from singles.com when I was younger.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, man, that's a good setup. That was good. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
You know what? It only makes it funnier when you applaud yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm applauding. Well, anyway. Anyways, let's keep going. So Induction Node. So the electrical purity of the motive force fries delicate systems and invigorates the blessed augmentation of the cult's faithful. So this is pretty cool. So let's see. Weapon ability. So each time a model in an enemy vehicle unit loses 1 or more wounds as a result of an attack made with this weapon, roll 1d6. Okay. Fine. I'll let that go. On a 3-up, randomly determine 1 ranged weapon that model is equipped with until the start of your next command phase. Each time that model shoots, it makes 1 less attack with that weapon. And that's actually pretty cool. Let's talk about the weapon, though, that I chose. We'll talk about Force Field and Techno Arcana in a second. The Neural Jammer is a pistol, which is kind of cool, regular pistol stats, although it has an increased range.
So is this a sex pistol?
I'm assuming it probably is. Going
with my previous joke, that was a callback.
Yeah, I know. It was also when I was ignoring.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
What's funny about this weapon is the bearer can only shoot with this weapon once per battle.
Well, it's pistol 4, strength 4, AP -2, damage 1. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Each time you select a target for this weapon, you can ignore the lookout sir rule. And each time an attack is made with this weapon, an unmodified roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target, in addition to any normal damage. But you can only shoot it once per battle. So, although that's really, I think all the weapons are that way. They can only be used once per battle. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the special abilities seem really good.
Yeah.
So the Induction Node.
So the force.
Yeah, you can actually target that character and reduce the attacks made by its weapon by 1.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I can see that Neural Jammer being pretty neat depending on what power source you choose.
Yeah. What could be? I mean, this. I guess if. I guess we have to figure out how that would be set up. So, like, if
adding an acidic conductor.
Oh yeah.
If you add that to it, you can target a character in every unmodified 6 inflicts D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be perfect for like some sort of assassin type of
acid character. In the face.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's going to get if every unmodified wound roll of 6 will inflict a mortal wound automatically, plus D3 mortal wounds on the target. Wow. Okay. Which could be, quite a bit. So that was this is really a fun little weapon to roll up.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope that extremely rambling explanation of archaeotech treasures. Yeah, but it's a little complicated, but I hopefully with those you get it. You take a power source and then you add it to one of the other parts, and it creates a unique ability for your character. I feel like I kind of don't like the techno arcana.
Yeah.
I hate that they're kind of one. You can't even use multiples in a game. You can only use one techno arcana in a game.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more fun to do some kind of weird special ability that was less powerful, but I don't know. What do I know? What do I know?
Yeah.
The rest of them are cool. The weapons and the force fields are cool. I like those.
Yeah. All
so
right.
let's move on
to agendas.
Yes, agendas. So going to my stack of screenshots.
I've been flipping between them like
yeah, the tabs, I picked Tech Scavengers, which is the first one. It's not that's not the reason I picked the first one. I chose it because it relates to the Techno Arcana, and I wanted to talk about how these build on each other. So this is you pick an enemy vehicle with the highest power rating, and if it's destroyed, the AdMech unit gets 3 experience points, but also you place a marker on the battlefield where the unit was destroyed. Any AdMech infantry or monster units from your army can attempt the following action on that objective. Tech Scavenge.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your movement phase, they perform the action within 3 inches. If it's completed at the start of your next command phase, when it's completed, remove the marker from the battlefield and acquire 1 Archaeotech.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. The fact that it's connected with the agendas, actions are tough to do sometimes, but the Techno Arcana are pretty cool, and so no big deal there.
Yeah. I chose the agenda Break the Seals because it basically screamed to me Blood Ravens.
Yeah, I somehow guessed you were going to pick that one.
Yeah, much Blood Raven, so Bloody Magpie. So Break the Seals. Rumor and binary whispers have led to this place, with the promise of an unplundered archaeocrypt or the buried remnants of an ancient war. For those with the fortitude to break the seals on such an ancient repository, the rewards could be great indeed. So if you selected this agenda, after both sides have finished deploying, randomly select 1 objective marker on the battlefield, excluding objective markers in your deployment zone. Adeptus Mechanicus character units from your army can attempt the following action. So search the vault, which is the action at the end of your movement phase. 1 Adeptus Mechanicus character unit from your army that's within 3 inches of the objective marker can start performing this action. So at the end of your movement, this action is complete at the end of the turn, so you don't have to worry about being interrupted, unless somehow you get to assault, but you're not going to do that. When this action is completed, that unit gains 1 experience points, and you roll 1d6. On a 5-up, you acquire 1 Archaeotech weapon part. That unit gains 1 additional experience point, and units from your army can no longer perform this action. So that's pretty cool. I do like that one quite a bit. Although, 5-up, it's a 5-up, so you may or may not get something, depending on your rolling. But that's why you keep a command point there, and re-roll that. Yeah.
So the requisition I picked is in that vein. Unorthodox acquisition. It's 3 RP or 5 RP. It basically lets you get an Archaeotech.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 RP if you roll for it, and it's 5 RP if you pick it.
That's pretty nice.
Simple. Yeah, it's very simple.
I chose Body Donor just because the name was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But I do like it. So influential tech priests maintain subsidiary bionic bodies onto which they transplant the remaining meat of themselves should they suffer severe damage. So this is kind of cool. Purchase this requisition anytime a tech priest model from your Crusade force gains a rank. Remove that model from your order of battle and replace with another tech priest model from the same forge rule. You cannot purchase requisition if doing so would cause your total power supply to exceed your Crusade force's supply limit. Here's where the fun part is. The newly added tech priest model starts with the same number of experience as one replaced, has the same battle honor, same pieces of Archaeotech, inducted in the same holy order, but has no battle scars. So if you have a tech priest that is just battle scarred all over the place, 1 RP, hey man, it's a whole new body.
I need a new body.
Right? Isn't this creepy? You know?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I thought you would have picked that one, but oh well. I'm fine. I'm good.
I just wanted to show people how they can get the Archaeotech, but
I go creepy. I know.
I'm glad I can count on you to pick the actual coolest requisition in the book.
Oh no, the
That's something
unorthodox
I can count on.
Very Blood Ravens. Yeah. But I saw that and started laughing.
But it's perfect. It's perfect for the AdMech. I love it. So battle traits, I picked the Teleportation Node. So a lot of these battle traits for the battle traits for the AdMech actually read a lot like war gear.
Yeah.
But that's because they are AdMech.
Correct.
So the teleportation node, once per battle, you can remove a model from the battlefield, and then you basically bring it back in the reinforcement steps of the next movement phase.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like a deep strike. You pick it up, you put it aside, and then you deep strike it next turn. That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's very AdMech-y.
I went with something for the vehicle units, Sanctified Engine. Basically, I hate rolling advanced rolls just because I do. Sanctified Engine, each time this unit advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 to the move characteristics of the models in this unit. Cool. That's perfect. I don't have to think about it. And I was thinking about advance rolls the other night whenever I was doing some stuff with my Exalted Sorcerer. So yeah.
That's cool. And you know what's funny? There's one tech priest trait called Control Cortex.
Yeah.
And it lets you give a Skitarii warlord trait to a tech priest.
Oh wow.
So it becomes kind of a battle commander instead of a space robot Jesus commander. Which reminds me of the tech priest from the novel we read, which was called Tech Priest.
Yeah.
He was more of like a battle commander than anything else. So I thought that was really cool. Called a Control Cortex. I guess we got a twofer there.
Yeah. There's some good ones on here.
There's some good. Yeah, I like the battle traits for the AdMech way more than I like the battle traits for the sisters.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, because there's some really cool, almost like the repair protocols is cool. I mean, it's fluffy definitely, and there's one called Enhanced Bionics. It's pretty cool. There's all sorts of nice traits, I guess, that are pretty flavorful. Yeah.
For the Crusade Relics, I went with the big one, the legendary relic, the Caduceus of Archenland.
Yeah.
This rod's runic tip can impart blessed energy to anything metallic that the wielder strikes.
Yeah.
Cyborgs and engines so struck will stitch themselves back together as if repaired by the techno-archaeologist. So when a friendly Forge World model within 6 inches is destroyed, you can choose to roll 1 dice at the end of the phase. See how it said 1d6, but I said 1 dice instead because I love you?
I know.
Instead of using any rules that are triggered when the model is destroyed, like explodes. I'm glad they've added that to some of these now, because before it was a weird thing. Anyways, if you do, on a 3+, set that model back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where they were destroyed and not within engagement range. With 6 wounds remaining.
Nice. I like the next part of that.
This cannot, you can't have more than you would normally have, but that's pretty great.
Yeah, that is. Actually, that was really good. I would take that, definitely. Yeah. So I chose Transduction Body. I can just go through and reduce this down to 1 sentence. Think Shadowcat from the X-Men. All right, so surreptitious theories surround this chunk of archaeotech. When bolted onto one's bionic body, the bearer can will their form to discorporate, allowing them to walk through solid rock. So each time the bearer makes a normal move, advances, falls back, or makes a charge move, until that move is finished, it can move horizontally through models and terrain features. It cannot finish a move on top of another model or its base. The bearer is eligible to shoot and charge in a turn in which it fell back, and the bearer can declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. I thought that was cool. All right, yeah, I still think that's cool. So yeah.
That is cool. These are some nice relics.
Yeah.
But in honesty, the list is pretty short because the entire thing is about collecting relics and making up custom ones. So no big deal there.
I kind of like the Cardio Core Galvanus because embedded in the Zealot's chest cavity, this fist-sized galvanic cell pulses with rhythmic power, radiating its pounding vitality. And so you get this aura, basically in its advance, and charge you, while friendly Skitarii core units within 6 inches of this model, add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for that unit. I thought that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is cool.
This is like cardio core, yeah. but seriously, I think the other relics.
The Admech Codex is really cool. The Crusade section is really cool.
Yeah.
You'll get a little bit of a better. Like Dave really went into some good detail about the Admech Codex in our battle report. I'm going to do my best to get that put out this week sometime because it was a really good game, and Dave had some great insights into the game, into the Codex.
Though. We stopped weapon enhancements.
What's that? Did we not do weapon enhancements? Nope. Oh, that's right. Well, there weren't any weapon enhancements in the Sisters, but there are definitely weapon enhancements in the Admech. So yeah, I picked Rad Sickness.
Yeah, just because of the name.
It was on the other page. So stupid. So you add this to a radium weapon.
Yeah.
After the bearer's unit has been shot, select one enemy unit that has 1 or more models destroyed as a result of an attack made by a model in the bearer's unit with this weapon enhancement. Wow, that's a lot of words. But basically, it's rad. The unit becomes rad sick, and they get -1 strength and toughness. And they don't get affected by the rad saturation abilities of the weapon, but they just get -1 strength and toughness. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I took.
They don't stack.
What did I take? Vent shielding from the plasma weapons. Vent shielding. Each time an unmodified hit roll of 1 is made with this weapon, the bearer does not suffer any mortal wounds and is not destroyed.
What a cowardly upgrade.
Yeah, I thought that one was funny. That was really, really funny.
There's quite a few weapon enhancements too. I like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. There would be. There's there's at least 2 for all of them.
Yep.
So that's really nice.
Carbine, plasma, Cognus, rifle, phosphor, arc, radium. Yeah. They all have.
Yep. There's a lot of those. So that's good. I'm glad to see that in the AdMech Codex. And again, they can go more heavily into one type of upgrade than another, depending on the codex. Again, because the sisters have a lot of relics, they did a bunch of different relics. For this one, a lot of weapon upgrades. It makes sense. Okay, so again, this is thanks again to Games Workshop for supplying us with a AdMech Codex. Allows us to delve a little deeper into each one. We will take a quick break, come back, and close out this show.
Hey Archons, does 9th edition have you feeling like the Slith Party Bus just doesn't have enough party for you? Well, if you want to put a little shock back into your shock brow, you need the Slith Party On! That's right, Archons. For 736 points, you can take 3 Archons, 12 Slith, and a Tantalus. It's the Slith Party On! Now I know what you're thinking. Couldn't I take Drazar, 15 Incubi, and a Tantalus, aka the Incubi Murder Boat, for 51 less points? Sure you could, but it wouldn't be the Slith Party On! But is it legal? Oh yeah! Is it awesome? Oh yeah! Is it any good on the table? No! It's the all-new Slith Party On. Sort of awesome. Party On! Really hilarious. Party On! It's the Slith Party On!
Hey mofos, are you looking for more Warhammer 40k video content? Well, the Scarred Cast posts regular battle reports as well as tactics and strategy videos. Be sure to check out all the cool hobby content for the avid tabletop wargamer. That's Scarred Cast, Skared on YouTube.
This is David Annandale, and you're listening to Masters of the Forge, where they bring the world of Warhammer 40,000 to life on your tabletop.
Oh, we've reached level 6. Well, Jason, I am so tired. my voice hurts so much. I need to go to sleep. And tomorrow I get to play Warhammer 40,000. I'm very excited about that.
I'm very jealous. Very jealous. But you know what? It's going to be great. It's
going to be cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove a lot of models from the table, and I don't mean my opponents.
Well, it gives them a chance to be well-traveled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question. You started the Drukhari, though, during quarantine.
Just before.
Just before. So you haven't had a chance to do... These aren't like your orcs where you've been running them for years. So, it's a chance for you to go out there and say, hey, this has been painted, it has never hit the table. So I expect
That's true. This is like the first time I've gone to the game store with my painted Drukhari.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to think I'm a bandwagon jumper going with the power, because Drukhari are really powerful right now.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I'm terrible at Warhammer. So next episode is going to be a show.
Hold on.
We have some guests lined up. We're going to have lots of fun. There might be even more alcohol imbibed during that episode. So if you want to hear us rant about nonsense, join us in episode 169.
I'm looking forward to it. Also,
but until then...
Hold on. Thanks to everyone who's contributed to the Patreon. We do appreciate it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I meant to do that at the start. We had our first payout this month, or this week, so thank you. Yep. Please, if you like the show, just join at like the $1.25 level. Yeah. Well, you won't miss that. It's $12 a 12. More like $15 a year. Are we worth that to you? Something like that.
Yeah.
Zencastr isn't free. Hosting isn't free.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
But please, whether you donate to the fund or not, join us next month or next week for episode 169, the nice show. But until then,
play the game the way you want to.
You freaking ruined it. The first one was so good. The second one was terrible. It's all your fault.
I know.
Making me thank people for being nice.
I know.
Have to be appreciative. It's terrible.
I guess I should turn off the recording at some point, right? Let's see.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Nothing doing about it.
We'd love it if you could give us a positive rating and review on iTunes.
If you'd like to keep in contact with us, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter by searching for Masters of the Forge.
And you can follow our hobby progress on Instagram with the hashtag Masters of the Forge.
If you'd like to engage with us directly, you can always join our Discord server.
To do so, or if you have any questions, topic suggestions, or if you'd like to advertise your creative hobby endeavor,
contact us at mastersoftheforge@gmail.com.
Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/mastersoftheforge. Thanks.
The music used in this podcast was made by Parad of the duo Sublevel 3. The track is used with his permission. This podcast is protected by the Creative Commons Attribution, No Derivatives, Non-Commercial International License. More information about this license and contact information if you have any requests can be found at our blog, mastersoftheforge.com.
It's such a good feeling to play games your way. It's such a happy feeling 40K'ing away. And when you throw dice with story in mind, it's such a wonderful way to unwind. It's a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that we'll be back when the fortnight's new, and we'll have new ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. We